Hi everybody, welcome back. My name's Claire. I've got a lovely fun commission to do. It's a friend's boyfriend's birthday and he loves penguins. So I'm going to do, and his favourite colours are blue and orange. So I'm going to do a kind of sunset ribbon pour over ice over the Arctic, so white at the bottom, and then I'm going to embellish it with two penguins afterwards, so something totally different. So a sunset ribbon pour with ice instead of grass or sea, so totally different. So really excited to get started. So let me show you the colours I've chosen. This is what I'm going to use. So lots of Amsterdam colours. So I've got King's Blue, Primary Cyan, Bronze, Carmine, Permanent Blue Violet and Vermilion. With the Vermilion, I've actually added some of this Royal and Langnickel Cadmium Yellow to make it a slightly more yellowy orange, because I'm using Pebeo Iridescent Orange and they're reasonably similar. So I've got two slightly different shades of orange now. Also Pebeo Silver, and then Daler Rowney Pearl White, Metallic Blue and Daler Rowney Wedgwood. And then I've added some of this moisturising coconut milk anti-breakage hair serum, just in the colours that will go in the sky. So the blues, the oranges and the purples. I'm doing the ice colour with the white, the pale blue and the silver. So all of these colours have got a little bit of the silicone in, but not the colours for the ice. So I've got my sky colours just to start with. I'm going to layer up 3 little cups. I'm using a 30cm square canvas. So I'm going to do 3 little cups for the sky and then 1, I think, for the ice at the bottom, which will be smaller. So I'm going to do 1 cup with the oranges and the red. I'm going to do 1 cup with probably 1 orange, the red, the purple and 1 blue. And then the 3rd cup will be just the blues and the white. So let's start. Let me show you the consistency. So it's a bit runnier than normal because I want a really nice smooth finish to the painting when it dries. So I've used PVA glue and water pouring medium, which is mixed 2 parts PVA glue to 1 part water. And then I've mixed about 2 parts pouring medium to 1 part paint. So much runnier than my normal consistency. The colours are going to blend. I'm going to layer the cup, but they will blend, but that's absolutely fine because I want it to be a really sort of fluid sky. I've put the silicone in just to create a few little cells. So just to keep them as separate as I can, I'm just simply going to pour the colour down the side of the cup quite carefully, just to keep them as separate as I can to start with. So that's my first cup. Let's now do the 2nd cup. So I definitely want the purple and the red. Let's bring an orange into it, I think. And I might add some blue. And then my last cup, just the blues and the white. And now I'm just going to layer up a cup of the icy colours. Right, so as I said, a 30cm canvas. I'm going to just do the bottom third with the ice colours. Now you can probably see the colours also, I think, have all blended already in that cup. So I'm going to pour them out and just hope they haven't blended too much. So that blue has taken over a little bit, but that's fine. I think what I might do is just drizzle some of the other colours on top in a second. It's pretty, but it's not quite what I had in mind. It looks a bit too blue. I wonder if I'm just going to, as an experiment, just see if this stays. No, that's sinking. Okay, I'm not happy with that. So what I'm going to do is actually scrape that bit off. It's too blue. It will look like the sea. I don't want it to look like the sea. Not happy. That's coming off. So I'm glad I started with that. See, that looks pretty underneath, where you can see the stripes. That's what I wanted it to look like, but the blue has taken over. So I will scrape this paint, so I will reuse it. I'm actually going to very quickly layer up another cup, predominantly the white and the silver, but with a hint of that blue this time. Right, see, again, even those few drips of blue are taking over. Wonder if I've made the whole consistency too runny, too thin. Right, that is looking much, much prettier. That's what I wanted. Right. Now it's making me a bit nervous for the rest of these colours now. Now I know I've got far too much paint, but that's fine. So I'm going to pour a little bit on. So about a third of this gap, I'm going to pour on with the orange and then stop. Okay, and then let's go now for the next cup up. And then the blues. And then I'm just going to blend them a little bit, which means just bringing a little bit of that blue down into that red. Even down into the orange. And then I'm going to do similar. I'm going to put a little bit of the purple up into the blue. If I want a little tiny bit, I'm just pouring it out only a very small amount, and I'm moving my hand quite quickly. So that means I'm getting just a small, it's just going to blend. It's getting a very small drizzle of the paint. The quicker you move it, the less paint you'll have on. And there we go. I'm just coming down into the orange a little bit more as well, just to drizzle that on, just to blend that a bit more. And then last but not least, I'm just going to blend the orange upwards. So although there are 3 separate panels, it is all blended. It is all one sky. So let's start tilting them. So it should move really quite quickly. Yep, it is. Really quite easily. So the idea of doing this is that all that canvas gets covered and it just straightens out the lines beautifully. Right, and then I'm just going to tilt it the other way. Just tilting off over that edge. There you go. There was a bit I didn't, oh, it's still there, but I don't like on the top there. There you go, it's gone now where I touched it with my finger. Let's bring that back down. Right, that is looking really pretty, really, really pretty. Do I want an uneven ice? Yeah, I do. There you go. I didn't want that totally straight. I've just given it a slight bend. Right, really happy with this. It's looking really pretty. But now what I'm going to do is some torching to create some cells. I don't want cells everywhere. I'm not torching the whole thing. I'm just going to be torching it in places to create some sort of cloud effects. I'm going to torch the bottom bit because there's no silicone in there. I am loving it, love it. Let me show you the icy section first of all. This is exactly what I wanted. So you've got some variation in colour there, but it just looks very cold, very icy, very sparkly, really, really pretty. So that hint of blue really worked. But then look what you've got up here, this really dramatic, intense colours for the sunset. So starting off with the oranges, and then it just beautifully fades, red, a little bit of purple, and then the wonderful, wonderful blues up there. So his favourite colours being blue and orange. This works. That's definitely a blue and orange sunset, but I just had to add that bit of red and purple just to help it blend. So really, really happy with that. The edges just look fab because it just drips beautifully over the edges. I can show you this side as well. Yeah, really happy. So I'll wait for this to dry and then I'll start embellishing. So it's now dry, and as you can see, it's changed. So good things and bad things. The good thing is that I absolutely love the effect of the sky. So the cells have distorted, and that's because the mixture was runny. That doesn't matter in the slightest for the sky, because I just think it adds to the drama and just adds to the effect of it. So you've still got that wonderful transition from orange to red and purple and up to blue, and the colours have stayed really vibrant. So I love that. But when you come down here, you can see the orange and reds have totally bled into the bottom panel. The bottom panel I really like, really happy with that. But obviously you've just got this area in the middle, which isn't right at all. They've just bled into each other. So what I'm planning on doing is actually just re-pouring this bottom bit. When I put it away to dry, because the top bit was darker, it looked to me like the top part was further forwards and the bottom part was further back. And obviously I want it the other way around. So actually by re-pouring the bottom bit over the top, slightly thicker paints, I'm hoping it's going to look like it's slightly closer towards me. So all is not lost. This is just a work in progress. this has turned out so cute. I'm so pleased with it. I love the base, love the background. I love how distorted and irregular it is. I really think it works well as a sunset with the orange blending into the green, into the blue. The penguins are so cute. I love the fact that they're in slightly different positions. So one is just facing, this one is just facing this way, but this one is angled slightly. I just think that works really well. You can unfortunately see a slight ridge through the painting from the background. So what I did was just try and make the black quite textured. So I painted it, and then afterwards I just dabbed some paint on just to give the penguins a bit of texture, just to try and distract from that. It shows at the moment because the light's shining on it, but I think it does work. Certainly when you take a step back, you really don't see it. The section at the bottom as well, really, really happy. The blue is there, but it doesn't take over. So it definitely doesn't look like they're walking on water. I think they are on some ice, on an icy surface. Love the fact that the colour just falls down the sides. So the painting, it just continues on the edges. So you get, yeah, such a 3D effect. So yeah, so happy with this. It's very different, very unusual, definitely a bit out of my comfort zone, drawing penguins, but I think the black and white stands out really well on the base. Let me know what you think. Please leave me a message, leave a comment, give me a thumbs up if you like it. Great, thanks so much for watching. Bye.